America, we got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Hey, 5 things this Tuesday morning that I want to get off of my chest, and I'm going to do it all in about 30 minutes. Good morning. Former Congressman Joe Walsh with you this morning. Former Republican Joe Walsh with you this morning. Politically homeless independent Joe Walsh with you this morning. 5 things I want to get off of my chest this morning. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all, you lovers. Thank you all, you haters. Thank you all who are just indifferent to me and what I have to say every day. Hello, Kiko. Thank you for tuning in. Start here. I'm going to start here with this, and I'm going to move you over a little bit there, TikTok. Evil. I don't know that I have another word to describe this. This thing, number one, evil. We all of us, right, tend to get a little all overly outraged at times, right? And we use strong language to describe how we feel because we want other people to jump and pounce and follow us and click and do all of that stuff. But evil is the word I'm going to use to describe this, and evil is the word I'm going to stick to. We sent to an El Salvador jail, to an El Salvador hellhole. We sent a lot of people who were in this country legally. And we grabbed them and we put them on airplanes and we dumped them off in an El Salvador prison camp.
Where did it go?
Never to be heard from
I
again.
don't know.
Hey, Keith, I can hear you, by the way. Not that that matters. I like your voice. They were here legally. Legally. Hey, Keith, can you show me that headline? A new report, a study out of the Cato Institute shows that of the 90, they looked at 90 of the few hundred. We put a few hundred Venezuelans, remember about a month and a half ago, we put a few hundred Venezuelans on airplanes. We grabbed them, detained them, put them on airplanes, and flew these few hundred Venezuelans down to El Salvador and dumped them in that jail, one of the worst jails in the world. Well, Cato took a look at who these few hundred Venezuelans were, and they've looked at 90 so far. And of the 90 they've looked at so far, at least 50 of these Venezuelans were in this country legally. Legally. They were here legally. At least 50 of the known 90. Do your own math, right? Wait till we find out of all the few hundred, how many were in this country legally. We sent America, this country, grabbed people in this country legally, threw them on, handcuffed them, threw them on airplanes, and dumped them into a hellhole never to be heard from again. They were in this country legally. They were here legally. Many of them here legally seeking asylum. That's a legal process. I got to just, again, I go down this road so often with my MAGA brothers and sisters. My MAGA brothers and sisters, I'm going to go down the road again. Please listen to me. If you come into this country and you seek and claim asylum, that is a legal process. That is to seek asylum, to claim asylum, to come here. That is a legal process. We sent people who were in this country legally to die in an El Salvador prison. What is that if not evil? What is that if not evil? Bad? Oops, my bad. Oops, that's a mistake. Oops, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry that you were a gay Venezuelan hairdresser who was in this country illegally. Sorry, our bad. America's bad that now you're dying in an El Salvador jail. This should be stunning. This should be infuriating. And again, if we had a president with any decency, with any heart, with any empathy, with any awareness, with any smarts, seeing this, seeing that, oh my God, we've really messed up. We sent a lot of innocent people down to, and just back up a minute. We're talking about America. We're talking about the United States of America, the greatest, most decent, freest country in the history of humanity. And we did this? Knowing Trump and his people, we knowingly did this. We knowingly grabbed people who were here legally and we kidnapped them. We kidnapped them and dumped them in an El Salvador prison. My God, if our government realizes we really fucked up and we made this mistake, get them all back here now. Now. But see, Trump will never do that. Trump will never do that with one, right? The Maryland guy, Abrego Garcia. Trump will never do it with one. He'll never do it with another 10 or 50, or this will probably end up being half of the few hundred that we sent down to that El Salvador jail were in this country legally. By the way, most of the others who were in this country illegally, we now know they were not Venezuelan gang members, gang bangers. They were not violent criminals. But the point is, Trump, it's too easy to say he's an idiot. He's just a horrible guy. And see, the whole point with Trump is the cruelty, the fear. He wants immigrants. He wants brown and black immigrants. He wants people who want to come to this country to flee persecution and want to try legally to claim asylum here, especially if they're black and brown. Donald Trump wants these people to be scared to death and not even come here. So there's no way Trump, who now knows, or his administration, who now knows, damn it, that we sent people in who were in this country legally. We sent them down to El Salvador. The Trump administration now knows that. There's no way the Trump administration will get them back because they don't give a damn. And they want to scare every brown and black immigrant, migrant around the world to not come here. I went to bed last night and it's not a healthy way to live, but I went to bed last night still fuming about this. And again, to all my MAGA brothers and sisters, you want to be tough on the border, fine. You want to deport people who are in this country illegally and they're violent criminals on top of that. They got like a violent criminal record. I'm with you. You want to deport people who are just in this country illegally. I'm not with you all the way on that, but I can have a conversation with you about that, MAGA. I can have a conversation with you. But if there's anybody listening to me right now who believes that even if you're in this country legally, our government Our government should be able to grab you off the street, put you on an airplane, and send you to a foreign country, never to be heard from again. If there's anybody listening to me who believes that, well, then respectfully, you and I can't really have a conversation. Man, you gotta look into your soul. You can want to be hard on the border. You can want to defend the border. You can want to be some hard ass, tough ass on deporting people. But really, you want to live in a country where our government, I'm not talking about Putin or Kim Jong-un or China. I'm talking about our government. You want to live in a country where our government can kidnap people who are here legally and disappear them? You want to live in that kind of a country? We now know of 90 of the few hundred Venezuelans we dumped into an El Salvador jail about a month and a half ago. We now know that at least 50 of these initial 90 were in this country legally. We know that. And this administration doesn't care. And this administration probably knew they were here legally. That's evil. That's evil. And that's the kind of thing, this is the kind of thing that needs to get most of the American people up off of their feet and say, hell no, hell no, hell no, ain't living in that kind of country. Hell no, Trump, you're gone. House Republicans, you're gone. We're going to defeat you in 26. MAGA, we're going to defeat you in 28 because I don't want to live in that kind of country. Most Americans will say, I don't want to live in the kind of country where our government can grab people who are here legally and disappear them. Thing number two, I got to get off of my chest. Thing number two. So we're clear. Ashley Babbitt, she was a domestic terrorist. Ashley Babbitt, she tried to violently overthrow an American election. Ashley Babbitt, she was shot and killed by a police officer. Ashley Babbitt, the Justice Department and the Capitol Hill Police investigated two separate investigations, both of which cleared that police officer of any wrongdoing. So she was a domestic terrorist. She tried to violently overthrow an American election. She was justifiably, sadly, but justifiably shot and killed. And yesterday, the Trump administration, Donald Trump, took $5 million of your hard-earned tax dollars and gave that money to the family of Ashley Babbitt. Thanks, Keith. U.S., that's us. Our government, that's us. That's you and me. By the way, MAGA, you and me fund us. We fund the government. The United States government yesterday, the Trump administration yesterday agreed to pay Ashley Babbitt, the family of Ashley Babbitt, $5 million. The Justice Department signed off on it. The Justice Department that did an investigation 2 years ago and cleared this police officer of any wrongdoing. They said he did his job. But see, it's not your and my Justice Department. It's Donald Trump's Justice Department. It's not your and my Attorney General. It's Donald Trump's Attorney General. And Trump demanded that our government settle with Ashley Babbitt's family. And so we paid her off. Paid her family off. She was a domestic terrorist. She tried to overthrow an American election, right? She was breaking into the speaker's lobby where members of Congress were being evacuated for fear of their life. She was warned and warned and warned, and she continued to try to break into the speaker's lobby. And she was shot justifiably. Sadly, tragically, yes, but justifiably. Look, this isn't complicated. This isn't complicated. By the way, sadly, tragically, she was there because of Donald Trump. Everybody who was there who was put in prison, everybody who was there who was hurt, everybody like her who was there who was killed, all of that happened because of Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is an ass, because Donald Trump couldn't accept the results of the 2020 election, so he lied about it. Ashley Babbitt was there because she believed Donald Trump's stolen election lie. But still, she was a domestic terrorist who tried to violently overthrow an American election. And we pay her family, you and I, everybody listening to me right now, our government pays her family $5 million. An insurrectionist? She's an insurrectionist. Period. I mean, the headline, this story is not complicated. The top insurrectionist, that would be Donald Trump, just paid off the family of one of his insurrectionists. That's what happened. That's your headline. That's your story. The main guy, the cult leader, the main coup attempter, the top insurrectionist. And that's what Donald Trump is. Donald Trump tried to overthrow an American election. Yesterday, he paid off the family of one of his insurrectionists who was justifiably shot and killed. Again, I feel like a lot of my job when I'm not out there having conversations with Americans, when I am in this studio shouting and screaming. I apologize for the shouting and screaming, but I consider a lot of my job to be to just put this stuff in front of the American people, whether they want it or not, because most Americans got to face this stuff, because so many Americans voted for Trump knowing he's a bad guy, knowing he's an ass, but Joe, the Democrats suck, but Joe, the Democrats are out of touch, but the border, but 1,000 different buts. This is what you voted for. You voted for the guy who tried to overthrow an American election to pay off, to use your tax dollars. Thank you, Douglas Horton. To use your tax dollars. This isn't Trump grabbing 5 million of his own dollars. This is Trump grabbing your money. This is Trump reaching into your pocket, into your wallet, into your purse, grabbing your money to pay off the family of an insurrectionist, of a domestic terrorist. And I didn't know Ashley Babbitt. I apologize if that offends her family or anyone who knows her. All we know about her is she believed Donald Trump's lies. She went to Washington, D.C. on January 6th to try to violently overthrow an American election. And that's what she did. By definition, that is a domestic terrorist. Good job, America. Way to go, America. We elected a guy who just stole $5 million from you to pay off her family. And shame on, again, I shouldn't say shame on Pam Bondi and the Justice Department, because they are no longer, as long as she's there, they're not independent. Pam Bondi is Donald Trump's personal lawyer. I'm going to say that again so everybody in the back row can hear me. Pam Bondi is not the Attorney General of these United States. She's not. She's a Fox commentator, Fox News commentator. She's Donald Trump's personal lawyer. That's what she is. And she doesn't try to hide it. the Justice Department just 2 years ago investigated this entire thing and said the cop acted as he should. He committed no wrongdoing. And here's Trump and Pam Bondi going against the findings of the Justice Department. It's by the way, MAGA, hey, MAGA, don't want to hear, and I've said this before, don't want to hear you say back the blue ever again. Can't do that, MAGA. Don't want to hear you say thank you, blue. We stand with blue. We're pro law enforcement. Bullshit. You supported the pardoning of all of these people who committed felonies, and Trump pardoned everybody, and cops were injured. They attacked cops. Cops were injured. Cops died. Cops have had their lives messed up, beaten up with all sorts of weapons. And you all cheered that and applaud that. You're not back the blue. You're not pro cop. You cannot forget about Donald Trump. He's an idiot. People who support Trump, you can no longer claim that you stand with our police officers in this country because you applauded when the president of the United States, Donald Trump, pardoned everybody on January 6th who attacked police officers. And you cannot tell me you're pro-cop. You cannot tell me you're pro-cop when Donald Trump just paid off the family of a woman who was trying to attack cops. MAGA, you're not pro-cop. You're pro-Trump. You're not back the blue. You're Trump no matter what. Just disgraceful. Just disgraceful. Put it on the list. $5 million to an insurrectionist family. Thing number 3 I want to get off of my chest. This is good news. It's good news, but it's complicated. A federal judge yesterday, and this won't get talked a lot about because, right, you turn on wherever you turn on today, really it's usually the most outrageous shit, the sexiest stuff that everybody talks about. This is really damn important. A federal judge yesterday ruled that the U.S. Institute of Peace needs to be reinstated. That what Trump did trying to take over the U.S. Institute of Peace was, quote, unlawful. And Doge's attempts, by the way, you remember Doge? Doge's attempts to dismantle this federal agency are null and void, i.e. Donald Trump and Elon Musk a couple months ago trying to shut down the U.S. Institute of Peace, unconstitutional. He can't do it. The U.S. Institute of Peace must be reinstated and restarted. A bunch of things here. Remember we said from the beginning when Trump and Musk just started saying we're going to fire people and we're going to put locks on agencies and we're going to shut down federal agencies and we're going to do this and that. And I kept screaming from day one, it's unconstitutional. Trump's not a king. He doesn't have the authority to do that. Trump's not a king. He doesn't have the authority to shut down the Federal Department of Education. He doesn't have the authority to shut down USAID. It's unconstitutional. I kept screaming, it's unconstitutional. And sure enough, damn near everything Trump and Musk have tried to do has been taken to court. And in almost all cases, the rulings are going against Trump and Musk because most of what Trump and Musk is doing is unconstitutional. And here's just the latest example of it. I agree, Douglas, this is good news. This should give you hope. By the way, the U.S. Institute of Peace, it's been around for 40 years. Its mission is to spread peace and stability throughout the world. It advocates peaceful conflict resolution. You and I can have a debate, a discussion, a conversation about whether the federal government should have a U.S. Institute of Peace. That's fair. The point is, this was an agency 40 years ago that Congress set up started by statute, by law. MAGA, you paying attention? So by law, per the Constitution, Congress started USIP, the U.S. Institute of Peace. So that means by law and the Constitution, only Congress can get rid of it. Only Congress can defund it. Same thing goes with the Department of Education, Federal Department of Education, USAID, and all the rest. You may like or not like these agencies, fine. That's an honest discussion. But these were all agencies, federal agencies and programs that started by law, congressional law, statute. So that means only Congress can shut them down and defund them. And this federal judge yesterday just reaffirmed that. His ruling. Trump didn't have the constitutional authority to do this. Musk had no constitutional authority to dismantle it. And by the way, the Trump administration used armed federal agents to shut it down. What Trump and Musk did exceeded Trump's constitutional authority and violated, listen to me, the statute that established USIP. This isn't rocket science. And again, what kind of country do you want to live in, MAGA? Do you want to live in a kind of country where a president is above the law and can do everything? If you want to live in that country, then damn it, just be honest enough and admit it. I'm tired of fucking playing around here. Just admit it, MAGA. Is that the kind of country you want to have? Because right now our Constitution and our laws say no president can by himself shut down the Federal Department of Education. You may think it should be shut down. I actually do, but no president can do that. Only Congress can, by the Constitution and the law. Do you want to live in the kind of country where a president can? Decide, MAGA. I'm tired of you hiding out. Decide right now. You want to be ruled by a king. You want Trump to have all the power in the world. Yes, you do, Josh Michaels. There's a MAGA guy, at least being honest. There, Josh Michaels said, yes, I do. That's Josh Michaels saying, Joe, I don't give a damn about the Constitution. I appreciate your honesty. Josh Michaels doesn't give a damn about the Constitution. Josh Michaels doesn't give a damn about our laws. Every MAGA person like Josh Michaels who says, yes, Joe, I want to live in a country where Trump can do whatever he wants. Every MAGA person that says that to you, don't let him get away with it. Say, okay, great. Thank you for being honest. That means you want to be ruled by a king. That means you no longer support the Constitution and you believe our president is above the law. And so what that means, MAGA, Josh Michaels, what that means, Josh Michaels, is the next Democratic president can be a king or a queen, baby. And that next Democratic president, Josh Michaels, can do whatever that next Democratic president wants to do, Josh Michaels. And you know what, Josh Michaels, you can't bitch, moan, or complain about it. You can't, TikTok. Nobody can, because you said in the year 2025, I want to be ruled by a king. Trump should have the power to do whatever he wants. Thank God. A federal judge yesterday, once again yesterday, said, hell no. We don't have kings in America, this federal judge said. Trump exceeded his constitutional authority. Now, this is good news. And the judge ordered USIP to restart, staff up again, restart. Understand, a lot of damage has been done. USAID is going to restart and relaunch one day soon, but a lot of damage has been done to all of these federal agencies, to all of this tornado-like destruction Trump and Musk launched. Even though the courts are ruling after a month or two, nope, not constitutional, can't get rid of that agency. A lot of damage has been done. People have left. Programs have stopped. Food has been wasted. Lives have been destroyed. People around the world have died because of what Trump and Musk have done. So even though this is good news, and applaud another court ruling against this fucking tyrant in the White House, applaud it. This is good. Be realistic. A lot of damage has been done. And it's going to take a lot of work for USIP to restart and relaunch. And just so everybody knows, I've said this before, because of my weird political journey, TikTok, I went from MAGA, a Trump voter. I come from MAGA, and now I'm like a way out there, outspoken, never Trumper, political opponent of MAGA because of that weird unique political journey. On every platform that this show is on, I've got people from far MAGA right to far left and everywhere in between listening. And I love to go at respectfully people who exhibit hypocrisy. And so like today on this one, there are a lot of MAGA people who are filling me with messages. Hey, Joe, screw it. I want Trump to be able to do whatever he wants. I'm not going to let him get away with that. I'm going to say, thank you for your honesty, MAGA. But I'm going to say, okay, then you no longer support the Constitution. Don't let any Trump supporter ever, don't let any Trump supporter say, I want Trump to be able to do whatever he wants, and I still believe in the Constitution. No. Fuck no. Don't let any Trump supporter get away with that. Every single day, respectfully, I don't. If you want Trump to have the power to do whatever he wants, like you want Trump to have the power to shut down all by himself the U.S. Institute of Peace, if you want him to have that power, then you no longer believe in or support the Constitution. And right now, my message board is littered with MAGA folks saying, fuck you, Joe. Trump should be able to do whatever he wants. God bless you. God bless you, my MAGA brothers and sisters. God bless you. Cool. You've outed yourself. I appreciate the honesty, but you no longer believe in the Constitution. Great. You no longer support the Constitution. I think I believe in transparency. I want everybody, I want all of God's children to be transparent. All of us, man. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you believe in and own it. So MAGA, I guess that's my biggest point. Tell me what you believe in and then own it. So MAGA, you got to own it. Trump should have the power to do whatever he wants. Fine. Now you have to own that. Final thought. I'll skip the last thing that I wanted to get off my chest. I'll save that for tomorrow. A great transition into this. You know, a few months ago, I helped start something called No Kings. No Kings. You see it everywhere when you follow me online. You see it there. I did it behind my back right there. No kings, no kings, no kings, no kings in America, right? That should be something that every American agrees with, right? Isn't that something? That should be a basic principle that every American agrees with. No kings in America. Well, I still believe that most Americans believe in that basic principle. I believe that most Americans will embrace that basic American principle. We are not ruled by kings. We don't have kings in America, right? We have a constitution. We are a nation of laws. Do me a favor. We started this No Kings movement, and we're getting so many people joining us. Join this No Kings movement with me. It's really easy to do. Just go to this website, oneflaginitiative.com. There it is. .org, .org. Hello.org. Oneflaginitiative.org. It's all one word. Go there, oneflaginitiative.org. Go there. join up with this movement. I'm not asking for money. Just join. All you're doing is you're just going to say that you embrace this principle, no kings in America. If you want to spread the no kings graphic on your social media like I do, fine. By the way, we've also got all of our no kings merchandise now that you can buy. Keep that website up, Keith. We've got no kings t-shirts. We've got no kings ball caps. We have no kings hoodies. You name it. We got it all, and it's going like hotcakes. Go buy your No Kings merchandise. Go to oneflaginitiative.org, all one word. Join the No Kings movement. Join me and help us grow this No Kings movement. By the way, coming up on June 14th, nationwide No Kings protests all over the country. Put June 14th down on your calendar. I'll have more details for you upcoming. No Kings protest, oneflaginitiative.org. Go there, join the No Kings movement, and buy your No Kings merchandise. How about it, MAGA? How about it, MAGA? How about it, MAGA? No kings in America, right, baby? Hey, thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Hope you're having a great week. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract